Well, hasn't it just been a while since I sat down and filmed a proper sit-down video? I am filming little Jasper's 3-month baby update. I have been a mum of 2 under 2 now I've been a mum of 2 for the last 3 months, which blows my mind that Jasper has been here for 3 months already. He's very tired, so I don't know how this is going to go. But when I look back on Elliot's 3-month update, I filmed Elliot's one with Elliot in it. The rest of them I filmed on my own. So I thought I'd try and get this one done with Jasper, the same way that I filmed Elliot's. Hello, if you're new here then, my name is Grace and I'm a mum to 2 little ones. Jasper here, who is now 3 months old, and I also have a toddler who is almost 18 months old. So hello if you're new, and I make content all about motherhood and life in between. And today is going to be Jasper's 3-month update. So the way that I film baby updates on my channel is I usually talk about the last 3 months rather than do monthly ones, because there's not always that much that happens in a month. So I do 3 months at a time, and now that my other son Elliot has turned 12 months, haven't done his update since 12 months, but I'm going to do another one for him when he turns 18 months in a few weeks. So if you like content about babies, motherhood, all that kind of thing, then make sure you hit subscribe, and let's get into Jasper's update. So yeah, Jasper is now 3 months old. So he was born at 38 weeks on the day. I was 38 weeks pregnant when I went into labour with him. He was £7 12 ounces when he was born, and I think today I'm going to start off by talking about our breastfeeding experience the second time round. I also breastfed my first son, but basically with Jasper, because I had that previous experience of breastfeeding under my belt, we got off to a really good start. And on his when you see the midwife, I think it's a couple of days after they're born, Jasper had already gained his birth weight, which is apparently fairly uncommon for them to actually gain their birth weight. It's usually more common for them to lose a little bit of weight in the first few days, but he'd actually gained his birth weight, so that was really good. That gave me heaps of confidence that breastfeeding was going well for the second time. Like I say, I already had the experience with my first son, so yeah, Jasper has been exclusively breastfed, and it's been a breeze breastfeeding for the second time. He's just been a really good little feeder. I've been so fortunate. I know that a lot of people do find it difficult, but we seem to be really lucky with our breastfeeding experience. So yeah, he's exclusively breastfed. He's not as chunky. When I looked back on Elliot's 3-month update, Elliot was really chubby. I had an oversupply of breast milk with Elliot, but I think my supply is just right. Obviously my body knew exactly what to do because it had been a short space of time. I only stopped breastfeeding Elliot at 12 months, so my body knew exactly what to do. Jasper has been exclusively breastfed and he is gaining weight beautifully. He is, rather than a chunk, like I say, Elliot was quite chunky. Jasper is quite a long boy, rather than chunky kind of thing, but he's getting a bit chunkier now, I think, but he hasn't been as chunky as his brother. So he took to breastfeeding beautifully and straight away. There's been no issues, so I'm hoping to continue probably until he's about 12 months like I did with his brother. Another thing, obviously no 2 babies are the same, which I am discovering, but unlike Elliot, who was a very sicky baby, Jasper hasn't been sick at all. Literally Elliot was sick pretty much after every feed. Jasper's not been a sicky boy really. I could probably count on 2 hands the amount of times he's chucked up. So completely different experience the second time around, and obviously being a mum of 2. That's for a whole other video talking about 2 under 2. I am planning on filming a little chat about what it's been like as a mum of 2 under 2. So if you want to see that, stay tuned. But yeah, it's been completely different experience with a baby and a toddler at once, and much like any newborn in the 4th trimester, Jasper has been a typical newborn. He doesn't want to be put down, he loves being held all the time, a little bit like his brother was, but with Elliot we didn't have a toddler running around in tow at the same time. So yeah, it has been difficult at times to get things done because Jasper wants to be held all the time, and obviously I have to have commitments with Elliot. If Elliot needs changing or if Elliot needs some attention, Jasper kind of has to get on and be put down occasionally. So yeah, it has been challenging, I'm not going to lie. It's not for the faint-hearted, 2 under 2, but when I see the boys together and Elliot interacting with Jasper, it does seem to make it all worth it. I'm not sure if you can see from this clip, but I'll try and insert some cutaways while I'm talking. Jasper has a really strong grip. Now I don't remember this with his brother at all. His grip has been strong since the day he was born. Actually just after he was born, he was taken off me to put on some oxygen, I think it was, because I was a little bit like out of it at the time, but he dropped, like, his body temperature wasn't very good and they weren't happy with him, and like he was trying to take the mask, like his grip was so strong, even like just after being born he was like trying to pull the mask off his face kind of thing. So he's always had this really strong grip in his hands, and he clenches his fists quite tight, which I think is quite a normal reflex for young babies. But I would have thought that he might start growing out of it soon. I'm not sure when they stop doing that. But that's one thing that we do notice about Jasper, is that he's got a really strong grip. Speaking of grip, he can shake a rattle. So if you put a rattle in his hand, he will, obviously because he's got this really good grip, he can shake the rattle and have a little play and interact with that. And he is really sort of observant of the world. You can kind of see he's watching everything now and beginning to get a little bit more interactive, which is always much more fun than the newborn stages where they just sleep and eat and need their bum changing, stuff like that. He's getting a lot more interesting and interactive now, and I much prefer it once they're over the newborn stage and they give a little bit more back to you. He likes tummy time, Jasper. I don't really remember Elliot liking tummy time as much as Jasper, but he's quite happy to go on his front. I reckon if you were allowed to let them sleep on their front, he would. It's not recommended as a safe sleeping practice until they are able to roll over. He would probably sleep on his front if he could, but he does sleep on his back obviously because it's recommended. He likes tummy time, he's very happy on his front, and his neck's getting really strong and he holds his neck up beautifully now. Just all these things about him. One thing that I remember about Elliot at this age was that he wasn't really very good in his stroller. He preferred the baby carrier. Jasper did go in the stroller, but I think he's going through a bit of a developmental leap at the moment and he doesn't really like the stroller very much. So getting out for a walk is a bit of a challenge at the moment. He's just decided he wants to be held again all the time. But I know that that's perfectly normal, but it does make it quite difficult when you've got another toddler to contend with at the same time. So yeah, he goes in the stroller when he feels like it, but I think now it's getting colder in the UK. He doesn't like the breeze, like it gets quite a draft through the stroller, so I have to really like wrap him round in a blanket and coat and sort of tuck him in like a little burrito. So if he's all tucked in, he's okay, but yeah, he's getting used to his pram, I'd say, but he does prefer the carrier. I noticed literally in the last couple of weeks that Jasper is cooing and making lots of little gurgling sounds. Literally, yes, I'm talking about you chatting. He's been making lots of new little noises in the last probably few weeks. Daddy got his first laugh out of Jasper a few weeks ago, probably a month ago now actually, as he did with Elliot. So yeah, I think I've actually got Jasper laughing on video, so I'll try and insert that. So yeah, he's smiling, giving lots of nice smiles, gurgling, cooing, chatting away. He's definitely changed a lot in the last month or so. Can you see what I'm talking about? Like his grip here. He really likes to grip onto something. He's making really cute little noises and just being a little bit more fun and interactive. And yeah, he laughs probably, I think we've got Jasper to laugh more than we did Elliot at this stage. I don't remember Elliot laughing quite as well before he was 3 months. His hair is thinning quite a lot. He was jet black when he was born, his hair, really, really dark. It's a lot thinner than it was when he was first born, but I don't think he's going to lose it completely. Like Elliot went quite bald at this age. I think from about 3 to 5 months, Elliot didn't have much hair at all. I think Jasper's going to keep it, but it's thinned out a lot. So I'm going to be interested to see what colour hair he's got. And everyone says that Jasper looks more like his dad, which we agree. Elliot is like a carbon copy of me, and I think Jasper is going to be a little bit more like his dad. That's really interesting to have 2 children that look completely different. It just makes it, you know, switches it up a little bit, doesn't it? Both beautiful boys, and like I say, his hair is thinning quite a bit and he looks like his daddy. Let's hold on to something. And lastly, the last thing that I will talk about is sleep, because everyone loves to ask a new parent how are they sleeping, don't they? And to be honest, I don't even like to say it, because I know that sleep is something that can change, and it is like it's a built-in thing in a baby. You can't teach sleep or anything like that, but we have set quite a sort of structured routine, the same way that we did with Elliot as a newborn. From, I reckon Jasper was about 3 or 4 weeks when we started doing an evening routine, and he has been a really good sleeper, like his brother. We've been extremely fortunate. He has slept through the night a couple of times now, which I'm pretty sure Elliot hadn't slept through the night. Elliot was a good sleeper too, but he would do like sort of 6 hours and then another 4, whereas Jasper has like kind of done 10 hours plus a few times, which is insane. I'm so thankful that we're getting some good sleep, because it does definitely make it easier because the days are long and the days are hard at the moment with 2 young babies. So the fact that we're getting a good night's sleep most nights is good, definitely. I'm not complaining. So yeah, he's been a little dream, to be honest. Oh yes, you're tired. He's really tired at the moment, so I need to wrap this video up. But yeah, he's been sleeping beautifully. We put him to bed around 7 p.m. and he'll go usually at least 6 hours. He does still wake up in the night, which is perfectly normal. I'm perfectly happy for that. Just as long as we're getting a few good hours of sleep in one go. I think that that's a really promising start, and hopefully he will continue to just sleep really well. But you know, it is what it is. If he starts waking up, Elliot did the same. I know that babies aren't, you know, it's not linear with sleep. But yeah, we're grateful that we've had a bit of sleep in the last few weeks, that's for sure. Yeah, I will wrap it up now, and I'll just show you Jasper. Here he is, and I will have inserted cutaways while I was doing this video. So yeah, he is, unlike his brother, who kind of liked to be stood up, Jasper's leg strength isn't quite there. Look, can you see he's sort of like bowing his legs? So his strength is all in his sort of hands. He's very fidgety baby as well. I don't know if I've mentioned that. Like, he was a really, like when he was in my stomach, he moved around loads too. But yeah, he's very fidgety, very active. He's really watching what's going on around him. So I'd be interested to see if he continues to sort of do things ahead of his time. Like when I look back on Elliot's updates, I'll be interested to see what he does next in the next 3 months. So yeah, I'm going to wrap it up because Jasper's getting very tired, and he's been a very good boy letting me film this video. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. As I said at the start, I'm going to be doing Elliot's 18-month update soon. So if you do like baby updates, make sure you hit subscribe. I make content all about motherhood, so check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you again really soon. Say bye, Jasper.